What's up, everybody? If you're looking to stay current on the top cyber news stories, you're in the right place. Welcome to Simply Cyber's daily cyber threat brief podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, coming to you live from the Buffer Auger Flow studio. And in the next hour, we're going to go through the top 8 stories of the day. I'm going to take my 20 plus years of cybersecurity industry experience, apply them to those stories to give you insights and additional value that you wouldn't get just by reading it yourself. These are lessons learned from basically living in the trenches and dealing with executives, end users, power moves, power grabs, vendors, you know, the whole kit and caboodle. So grab your coffee, get comfortable. We got a great show for you today. I'm super pumped. Let's rock. Yes. What's up? Good to see you, everybody. Welcome to the party. Now, we are going to go through 8 stories, as I mentioned earlier. However, I want everyone to know I do not research or prep for any of the stories. I literally have no idea what stories are coming up. I do have to, get the show ready so I can, cycle through the stories like this. Oh, geez. I think I just closed the tab. Hold on one second. I do have to do this part where I do this thing, but I just, speed click on things. So I know there's a story. Oh my God, dude. I know there's a story about OpenClaw in here somewhere, but for the most part, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I like the show to be authentic, real, and, live in the moment. So, I literally don't know what's coming. I don't know what I'm going to say, and I don't know what insights we're going to get, but that makes the live experience special and unique every single day. Now, you know what else is unique every single day? This episode. So every episode, we've been doing this for 1,080 episodes or such, but every episode is its own unique instructor-led webinar, which, as nerdy as that sounds, means it is worth a unique continuing professional education credit, specifically 1/2. Usually one CPE is 1 hour, but listen, we've got music playing, we've got jokes. We are going to get to the news, but for the sake of argument, we say that half the show is value for, meeting CPE requirements. The whole show's value, let's be real. But for CPE requirements, half a show. So it's very simple. Say what's up in chat, just like Jay Gold, Sean Saylor, Steve Young, Mondo Avelia, right? Say what's up. Grab a screenshot when you're on screen, just like Christopher Lycia did, right? If you can, make the screenshot large enough to include right below the YouTube title or LinkedIn title. Can someone confirm if we're streaming on LinkedIn, by the way? Yesterday, Restream lied to my face and said, oh, yeah, we're definitely streaming on LinkedIn, yet we weren't. So holler at me if you would for a second. But anyways, the episode has a unique index number, and it has today's date, which means the screenshot is a perfect piece of forensic evidence to allow for any auditor to be able to confirm that you were in fact here. It would be over cumbersome and burdensome to, thank you, Justin Gold. All right. We are on LinkedIn, and a screenshot of me going, harumph. I do want to say what's up to Emmanuel D and Isaiah Morris coming in on LinkedIn. Good to see you guys. All right. Hey, so we got you. Thank you, Michael Fink. We got you sorted out on CPEs, okay? So you can get up to 120 CPEs per year. That is way more. That's right, Space Tacos. Auditors are people too. Listen, your CPEs for days are covered. So let's talk about another fun thing that we do. First-timers. If you are here for the first time, whether it's your first time on LinkedIn, your first time on YouTube, you are audio-only podcast, and today life dealt you a different hand, and you are here live with us. Maybe your team replay. Maybe you live on the West Coast and usually sleep in, but you got a little bit of sniffle and you didn't sleep well, so you're up right now trying to figure it out, and you're like, oh, geez, this guy's live. Let's go. Whatever you've got cooking for you, let me know with a hashtag first-timer so I have an excuse to use our soundboard. Joe Hudson coming in from LinkedIn. You know what? Joe Hudson, it's been a minute.
Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party, pal. You want to talk about a guy who's got profound, thought-provoking LinkedIn posts that aren't like, hey, I blew out my Nike Air Jordans, and let me tell you what it taught me about marketing. Like those stupid A posts. Let me tell you, Joe Hudson's got ones that make you think for days. Love that guy. All right. So again, hashtag first timer. Now, if you are a regular, hashtag Team SC, I see BW Enigma. What's up? All right. Good to see you guys. Love it, love it, love it. If you're getting ready in the morning with your kids in the kitchen, your significant other, you're cooking up some toast, some Eggo waffles. Good morning to you, and thank you genuinely from the bottom of my heart for allowing Simply Cyber to be part of your morning routine. All right, now let me get hollering at the show sponsors. Many of you, I'm sure, are loving the fact that we only have 3 sponsors for the month of March. Fact check, what month is it? So let me say shout out to the show sponsors, starting with Anti-Siphon Trading. Anti-Siphon Trading definitely disrupting the cybersecurity training industry by offering high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, including you, Mara Levy, Cesium Skater, all at a reasonable, ridiculously awesome price. If you want, check this out. Tomorrow, March 4th, 12 p.m. Eastern, IR preparation, incident response preparation for AI incidents. Guys, AI is here. It is moving at the speed of innovation. You literally, it's AI. Like back here, that's OpenClaw AI. I've got Claude Code on my machine. We are living in AI. So when it goes bad, what do? Do you treat it like a traditional IR incident? I don't know. Probably not. Well, come on down. Gerard Johansson's going to tell you what you need to know absolutely free. I'm telling you right now, as a value add, I'm dropping the link in chat right now. As a value add, dude, you can absolutely blow people's minds in a job interview for incident responder or SOC analyst. If you start picking out the nuances of how AI incidents are different than traditional incidents and what's going on, I'm telling you right now, we are in, I don't want to call it a golden age, but we are in a very special time where you can differentiate yourself unbelievably by being able to speak to AI in the context of cybersecurity. Not like, oh, I use AI. I use AI to write my YAML rules. I use AI to write my, YARA rules. I use AI to write my social media post. Like, no. Like, dude, a prompt injection, we detected it. We went down the kill chain, et cetera. Boom, you're hired. Okay. I can't promise anyone a job, but I'm telling you, it's mind blowing. I do want to say holler to the first timers over on LinkedIn. I saw someone say something. I think it was RG over on LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn R.G. First timer 2026. Welcome to the party, RG. Welcome to the party. And if you guys, let's see, Chris Hyatt, Space Tacos always hooking me up with the John McClane emote. Space Tacos. Thank you, Chris Hyatt. Welcome to the party, pal. Welcome to the party, pal. All right. If I continue to see more first timers, we will say what's up. Of course, we are loving welcoming our first timers. I also want to say holla to Flare. Now, Flare is doing a pretty cool thing right now. If you go to simplycyber.io/Flare, there is a sign up for a 2-week free trial. Now, they haven't done these trials in the past. They're doing them now, which is super sick. And what it is it's a cyber threat intelligence platform. Guys, I say it all the time. Identity is the new perimeter. So when identities get compromised, how do you know? Go to simplycyber.io/Flare. Sign up for a 2-week trial. You don't even get the trial right away. You have to verify that you're a good person and not criminal or malicious intent. And once you do, you get access to this platform. Personally, I love it. I know there's a bunch of people in the Simply Cyber community who have been using it. Get other people's opinions, right? They're a show sponsor, so you might be like, oh, Jerry, you're compromised because your opinion. No, like I was promoting these people before that, and I'm sick. Or I'm loving it. I'm not sick. I'm good. That they want to sponsor it because it's a cool platform. Go to simplycyber.io/Flare to find out more and see what's cracking. All right, guys. As always, I leave to go to Orlando in just a few hours for Zero Trust World 2026. If you're going to be there, come on down. We will be doing this show live from the show floor tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. You have no idea what's going to happen because, like, we've got all sorts of new gear. There's multiple people. We got 4 microphones. It's going to be insane. You're not going to want to miss it, on stream, but if you're there personally, come on down. We'll get you on the show. It'll be awesome if you want to be. If you're swims with sharks, you can be on the other side of the camera. She was hanging out right at that front table. All right, let's hear from Threat Locker, and then prepare. Everybody get a bucket of water because I'm about to light your hair on fire with the hot news. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com/dailycyber. All right, you heard it here first. Do me a favor, everybody. Very simple instructions. If you're a long timer, you know what they are. If you're a first timer, let me welcome you. I need you to sit back, relax, and just let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over you in an awesome wave. I'll see you at the mid-roll. Mid-roll, it is Tuesday, so we'll be doing some Tidbits Tuesday. See if you vibe on some stuff with me. But for now, let's get to work.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. I'm Sarah Lane. Chrome unveils quantum-safe certificates. Google's Chrome team is testing quantum-resistant HTTPS certificates to protect against future attacks by quantum computers. The initiative uses Merkle tree certificates, which replace traditional certificate chains with compact proofs, reducing TLS handshake data and integrating transparency into issuance. Chrome's three-phase rollout began with feasibility testing alongside Cloudflare, with public deployment and a dedicated quantum-resistant root store planned for 2027. Vulnerability.
Okay, hold on. What? Coming from the office, if I didn't know I needed this, but thank you, I'll take two, comes quantum resistant. Oh, not quantum resistance, quantum safe HTTPS certs. So if you were worried about nation state threat actors with quantum computers coming after your web traffic, Chrome's got you covered. Now, again, so this is cool. All right. And to me, the devil's always in the details of this stuff. HTTPS is secure web traffic, right? Like websites and stuff like that, using PKI certificates. Now, this has been fine forever. This is asymmetric encryption, but with quantum computers coming on the scene, they're going to be able to shred traditional cryptography, which means your web traffic can be broke. Chrome unveils this quantum safe one, and basically they've re-engineered the structure of how HTTPS is going to be encrypted. So it's not like it's a stronger certificate. They're using something called Merkle trees, not to be confused with what's the woman's name in Germany? Isn't it Andrea Merkel? Hold on. Yeah. I think the German chancellor. What's her name? Damn it. What's her name? Sorry, guys. A little tangent for me here. Angela Merkel. All right, yeah, there she is. All right, so not to be confused with Angela Merkel, although when she retires, if she gets into gardening, there's a perfect opportunity for her to be representing Angela Merkel trees. So here's my thing really quickly, guys. If you didn't know, here's a little Tidbits Tuesday on the first story. In the scope in the world of cybersecurity, I love almost every single part of it. Okay. I love cybersecurity. I will tell you, and I had to do this for CISP 1,000 years ago, but cryptography is one dimension of cybersecurity, and it's one that I don't like. I had to take like multivariable calculus, calc 1, 2, and 3, and all this other crap in undergrad, and I didn't like it. I don't like advanced math where I can calculate area under curves. Like, no, I'm good. And this right here, all this quantum cryptography, quantum resistant, it's all math. It's math for days. And it gives me a popsicle headache. So all you need to know is, for me as a cyber professional, all I need to know is what is, the current unbreakable encryption, and is my application, is my implementations using that? AES 256 has been good for good years. I'll keep doing it. This one, post-quantum X509 certs, sure. Sign me up. I'll update my Chrome and I'll start using it. What I won't do is worry about, like, how is it working underneath? Because it's just going to give me a headache. If you are a big polymath crypto nerd and you like that stuff, explaining a Merkle tree could be, advantageous as a dimension for you to start personal branding as the cryptography person. All I know is, again, if they make this as trivial as just updating, then you're good to go. The other thing that you should be mindful of is Chrome browsers is a browser that end users use, or we use, to access the web. The certificate, the quantum safe cert, the Merkle tree cert is on the server. Okay. So if you have a web application, if you have infrastructure that needs to be secured and protected from quantum attacks, you have to make sure that your server infrastructure can support this Merkle tree implementation. It's just that Google Chrome will be able to accept connections. Okay. So I just want to make it clear. Updating your Chrome to accept quantum Merkle tree certificates doesn't mean that all of a sudden all your connections to the internet are now quantum safe. The other end of the relationship needs to be configured to handle that. So just be mindful of that. I don't know what the cost is. It could be expensive in compute power to generate these Merkle tree certs. You know what I mean? So definitely an area of interest and one to be mindful of. But I don't know, man. In the world of like what we're dealing with right now, quantum showed up at the wrong party at the wrong time, because AI showed up at the same time, and AI is like definitely the much bigger story, right? It's like, I feel like, I'm sorry, really quick to go on this tangent, but I feel like quantum computing is like a movie that launched, or, a movie that released the same week as like Titanic or Star Wars. It's like, oh my God, like no one will ever really be thinking about it because it just got outshined and overshadowed by something else that happened at the same time. Quantum was hot for a minute, but AI is like incendiary.
Allowed hijacking Gemini Live. In other Chrome news, a vulnerability allowed malicious extensions to hijack the browser's Gemini Live AI assistant, giving attackers access to local files, camera, microphone, and other system resources. Exploitation required the Declarative Net Requests API, letting injected JavaScript manipulate the AI panel. The flaw was reported to Google back in October and patched in Chrome 143. Palo Alto Networks warns that hijacking such AI assistants can allow complex spying, phishing, or data exfiltration without user consent.
Yeah.
UK.
I mean, this is, hold on. Yeah.
Shall we play a game?
Thank you, Sierra Montgomery. So, oh my God, like the on by default of all these AI tools, Copilot, you open office.com and Copilot's like, let me talk to you for a second. You go somewhere on Chrome and it's like Gemini would love to talk to you. So, threat actors are aware of this and weaponizing those tools in order to get the AI to leak data. Again, with all of these AI tools, they have incredible access. And the problem is it's not a human. Like, this is like the foundational problem with AI as an assistant. Okay. If you have a human assistant, right, and you're like going to a website, the human assistant can be like, hey, Jerry, did you see like, there's like, I don't know, like say I Google like a band I like, and then my assistant's like, Jerry, did you know they have a concert coming up within 30 miles of you? Would you like me to book tickets? And I'm like, thank you, assistant. Well, the assistant knows that they're talking to me. With these AI assistants, they're just executing commands based on what the context is of what they know. So when a threat actor weaponizes it, the AI is more than willing to help tell them whatever they want, because the AI isn't having that human check to be like, wait a minute, like, you're not Jerry. So that's kind of the big issue with that is permissions again, which is why identity is so valuable right now and so important to protect. Again, here by Grant, again, I don't research or prep these shows, so I don't know what the news article says, but a lot of times I'm proud to say they echo what I'm flipping out about. By granting the AI direct privileged access to the browsing environment, AI browsers are capable of performing complex multi-step operations. The function is designed for good, but you know what? Threat actors are well aware how to manipulate this. Palo Alto Networks, nice job, Palo Alto. Unit 42, assemble, right? We got a CVE 2026-0628 patched in Chrome 143, has allowed malicious browser extensions to inject JavaScript into the Gemini Live. Okay, so the way to prevent this is not installing ridiculous extensions. Educate your end users if you can. Harden the environment to ensure that those extensions aren't the end users can implement them. I don't know off the top of my head if Chrome extensions require privileged access, like installing software. I don't think so. So it's kind of difficult to lock down a Chrome browser, as far as I know, and do posture checking on it to keep someone from installing extensions. Now, I do want to point out really quickly, you might be like, oh, I will educate my end users not to install extensions. There is a tax where you go to a website, say like, hey, read this PDF. Okay. Like super important PDF. It's about your promotion. It's about your pay raise. It's about you winning the lottery, whatever. And you click on it, and then you get a pop-up that says, hey, you can't read this PDF unless you install this Chrome extension. And that's the attack, right? So social engineering that it's a PDF extension. The person clicks on it, installs the malicious extension into Chrome, and then the person's trying to figure it out. Also, I've seen it with install this extension so you can hear the audio of this clip or whatever. So there are social engineering attacks to get those Chrome extensions installed. It's not just always some Carl. It's not Carl like I'm just going to go into the web store and download the shadiest, like most sus looking extensions I can. All right. Now, as always, make sure you're patched on the most current version. Help Google Chrome. I'm on Chrome 145. All right. So I guess that audio is not going to play today. You got to patch it. All right. There you go. You got to patch it. So it's super easy to do. You are straight up protected from this if you patch it. Secondly, all right, so FedEx has no admin rights needed. Threat Locker can block it. Thank you. The one thing I want to point out, this is super important. And this is more for the younger or the more junior people in who are in industry or looking to get in industry. Just because you patch the Chrome to the newest version doesn't mean that you should ignore this story. What you should take away from this story is this is a type of attack vector that I should be mindful of. Just because the threat actor can't take over Gemini today with the malicious extension because they patched that thing, threat actors are going to continue to try to find ways to get past Chrome security in order to take over that AI and inject JavaScript. So it's like now an attack vector you have to be mindful of.
Warns of Iranian cyber attack risks. The UK's National Cybersecurity Centre, or NCSC, warned British organizations of potential Iranian cyber attacks amid Middle East tensions. State-sponsored and Iran-linked hackers are believed to retain some operational capability despite Iran's ongoing internet blackouts. The NCSC advised organizations with Middle East supply chains or assets to review their attack surface, increase monitoring, and follow guidance on DDoS, phishing, and ICS targeting threats.
All right. So, I mean, as as the world woke up on Sunday and realized the United States has just started a conflict in Iran, if you want my honest thoughts on this, find me at Zero Trust World. I'm happy to tell you what I think. Okay. UK warns of Iranian cyber attack amid Middle East conflict. Yeah. Dude, Iran. okay, I guess let me just put it this way. Again, we try not to get political on the show. Was it Saturday? I feel like Saturday night is when they did it. Was it Saturday morning when it came out? So whatever. Saturday, Sunday. Here is the deal. Just again, not getting political, just being, kind of real for a second. Iran's like first, second, and third leaders have been unalived. Okay. So there's like, there's a lot of like existential threat vibes going on in Iran right now. So if just to put yourself in that position, right, you would imagine that, or I suspect that Iran is going to be using all of their capabilities to do all of the things, because why would you leave anything on the bench? Why would you leave anything in the pantry? This is like existential. So they're going to do all of the things. I mean, look at what happened in Dubai already. Like that was supposed to be safe. No, look at all these things. So kinetic weapons for sure, drones for sure, and cyber attacks. Iran has a cyber capability, and cyber can allow you to reach out and touch someone. So, again, just you got to be mindful of it. I don't think that, a publishing company in Spartanburg, South Carolina needs to worry about this. Okay. This is much more geopolitical nation state. So like I would see like Iran trying to hit like government targets, critical infrastructure targets, things like that. I would say there is a lot of potential for collateral damage and blowback, frankly. Sadly, I mean, I just saw a story about, I mean, I'll let you Google it for your own, but go look at Austin, Texas. There was a bar in Austin, Texas that had some issues with a Senegali man who was went in with a weapon and did some bad stuff in response to this. So there's blowback, but from a cyber capability, Iran is quite capable. I think it's going to be kind of shields up. I do believe that we are not going to hear about most of these things. I also want to point out, just to make everybody crystal clear, in America is a superpower, so let's not be stupid about it. But Iran, internet down. When the attack happened, Iran's almost entire internet went out. So my understanding was only 4% of Iran was still online. So here we are. This is a story from March 2nd. Iran's internet blackout enters fourth day. Okay. So as much as UK wants to warn of Iranian cyber attacks, I always talk about the cyber kill chain. If you can basically take a country off the internet, you reduce a lot of potential threats, right? Because they literally can't get to you because the attack vector is closed. Like normally we close off choke points inside our network to get to our crown jewels. This is one of the rare examples where the choke points are like the internet. So, UK can warn, but like, I don't know. I think this is less of a concern just because of the sheer volume of Iran's critical internet service not being available. All right. I mean, I don't know, man. I take internet access as like a ubiquitous service that I'm going to Orlando today. I expect internet service there, right? Like it's like I go to an airport, I fly anywhere, I expect internet. I went to Antarctica several times. I expected internet and I had it. You know what I mean? Like it's like a ubiquitous service. So no one ever thinks about it not having internet as a potential threat model. I mean, obviously denial of service attacks, but that's not what I'm talking about. This is not a denial of service attack. What's going on here? This is like straight up destroying infrastructure.
Alleged scam mastermind convicted. A German court sentenced Mikhail Beniashvili to 7.5 years.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, hey, really quickly, this is coming across. DJ BSEC is telling me this right now, which is different than what I said. Okay. Oh my God. Dude, I click on a tab, and because my tabs are so small, I click the X. DJ BSEC's reporting live from Mod Chat right now that the IRGC actually turned off the internet internally because of the revolution, and Elon is turning on Starlink for free. So my understanding of cutting off the internet is like the reason behind it is not what I suspected if DJ BSEC's reports are true. So very interesting. If they do turn it on, then cyber attacks could be there. But again, this is nation state geopolitical stuff. Okay.
In prison for leading a branch of the Milton Group investment scam network, which defrauded victims of about 8 million euros between 2017 and 2019 through fraudulent online trading platforms. Prosecutors say he also developed and sold proprietary scam software Puma TS, enabling copycat operations that caused an additional 42 million euros in losses worldwide. The court ordered 2.4 million euros confiscated, but the verdict can still be appealed.
All right. So let's get call center operation in Albania to get people to invest in fraudulent trading. Okay. Bro, 600 people on the desk. I can't believe this works. Dude, it's insane to me that people can run this scam in 2026 and it be so successful. Like, I mean, get your drink, I guess. Okay. The year is 2000. The movie is Boiler Room. Young Ben Affleck. Young, whoever the guy was in Fast and Furious. Vin Diesel. Giovanni Ribisi. There is Ben Affleck. This is a movie from 2000 talking about this exact scam. This thing's been around since like the stock market. People were running these scams in 1930. And apparently it still works today. So it's not legal to call and lie to people and have them give you money. B-Dubs 660 got a job. All right. Way to go. I came in like a nice. All right. So F around and find out. This is it, right? Not much here. I mean, I don't even think this is necessarily a cyber story. The guy left day-to-day ops in 2019. Made 42 million a year, just like kind of as a side hustle. This isn't even a cyber story, so it's just a scumbag story. So nice job.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Adaptive Security. This episode is brought to you by Adaptive Security, the first security awareness platform built to stop AI-powered social engineering. Today's phishing doesn't just hit inboxes. It can sound like your CFO or look like your CEO on Zoom. AI voices, video, and deepfakes are turning trust into the attack surface. Adaptive fights back with AI-driven risk scoring, deepfake simulations featuring your own executives, and interactive training your team will actually remember. Take a 3-minute tour or request a CEO deepfake demo at adaptivesecurity.com.
All right. Do we do it? We do. Someone call Alpha Sierra. I feel like she left because we weren't doing the music anymore. All right. Hey, holla, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Definitely appreciate y'all. Shout out to the stream sponsors, ThreatLocker, Anti-Siphon, and Flare, allowing me to bring this show to you every day. Hope you guys are having a great experience. It's 8:34 a.m. Eastern time right now. And we are here for the mid-roll. Every day of the week has a special segment, and Tuesdays is Tidbits Tuesday, where I share a little bit about me, kind of see if we vibe on something. Let me think here. I don't know. So I'm traveling today to Orlando for a conference. I don't know, guys. I don't even know if this is something worth talking about, but as far as packing for travel, I used to pack way in advance and everything. Now it's maybe yesterday I got my gear ready. today threw all the stuff in the bag. You know what? Actually, it's Tidbits Tuesday. I don't know if this is like a privilege thing or whatever, but like I will say one of the best things I've ever done is have like, you know, back in the day, I would like take my deodorant, take my toothbrush, take the things that I use and then pack them and go. And now I have like, I know it's simple, but like I have like a travel toothbrush, a travel deodorant, a travel phone charger. So like I have compartmentalized these things and it makes traveling so much easier because I don't have to think like, did I grab that? Oh my God. It's just like, it's separated. It's one of the best things I ever did. Again, it's silly. It's simple, but like having that is dynamite. Also, I just remembered talking that I need to pack the sippy cup. Also, one other thing that I think is super valuable. I only like in the last maybe year started doing this. I travel with like an empty it's a bag, I guess. But as I take dirty clothes off, like my shorts or my shirt or whatever, I pack them in there so then only clean clothes remain that are accessible, and then all the dirty clothes are where they are. So I don't know, it makes it, to me, it's quality of life. So anyways, that's it. We're talking about traveling and what your best practices are. If you've got a best practice for traveling, just like one little best practice that's not obvious, right? Like, oh, I fly first class. Like, yeah, okay, like thanks. Like if you got a secret travel hack, holler at me in chat. For everybody else, let's get our la 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 la's on, shall we? Let it wash over you.
Will you walk on by?
Here we go.
Will you call my name? I say la 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 la.
All right. Awesome. All right, let's finish strong, everybody. Thanks for the travel hacks.
OpenClaw vulnerability hijacks AI agents. A vulnerability in the OpenClaw AI assistant let malicious websites hijack self-hosted agents without user interaction. Attackers could connect via local host, brute force passwords, and gain administrator privileges, enabling access to files, logs, Slack messages, and execution of commands across connected devices. The flaw relied on trusted local host access and unthrottled password attempts. OpenClaw patched the issue within 24 hours, advising users to update to version 2026.2.25 or later.
All right. So, yeah, definitely interesting. Remember, OpenClaw, even if you have a local instance of OpenClaw, it can be compromised because OpenClaw, if you configure it, it will reach out to the internet and access things on your behalf. Again, if a threat actor puts malicious code, JavaScript, etc., out there, when AI runs it, it's happy to just execute it and pull it back to your local instance, which is why you should have defense in depth on your OpenClaw instances, i.e. like mine back here, completely isolated from my home network. It can only touch itself and touch out to the internet. And even then could be compromised, brute force passwords, etc. Basically, you got to patch it. You got to patch it. And in reality, you should set up a cron job to just have the thing patch itself every day, right? Even if there's not a patch, but the patches come out pretty quickly. I don't know. As I told you guys before, the value of OpenClaw to me has been like, meh. Like maybe I'm not using it right. Maybe I'm not a power user. Maybe I'm not, one of these like bros who are like, 6-figure, 7-figure on a weekend side hustle. I don't know. I find Claude Code to be more valuable, frankly, than OpenClaw. But let's see. All right. So, I mean, it's basically localhost protected by passwords. So listen, in any instance, if you're putting passwords on anything, use strong passwords. In fact, dare I say, use passphrases. Can we make passphrases normal? Can we normalize passphrases in 2026, please? Josiah Culling, can it be isolated on a VLAN or does it require separate hardware? I mean, you could separate it on a VLAN for sure, and then just put ACLs around it to make sure it can't move. I mean, I have it on its own hardware also, though, because I don't want to, like, I mean, if it was on, well, we're not going to get into all that, but like, if you had it on like your laptop or something, you can't really, I mean, if you'd have to have a separate NIC to VLAN, even then it's on the same hardware at that point. So I would recommend having it on separate hardware. Yeah, but anyways, OpenClaw vulnerability, you got to patch it.
Scalpers hunt scarce DRAM.
Florida
Data
woman
reports a bot campaign sending over 10 million scraping requests to e-commerce sites to track scarce DDR5 DRAM inventory, hitting product pages nearly 6 times more often than legitimate users, and using cache busting and AI tools to evade anti-bot defenses. The goal is to identify and quickly buy limited memory stock for profitable resale, worsening an existing shortage driven by AI and hyperscaler demand. Analysts expect DRAM prices to potentially double in Q1 of 2026, with supply constraints also impacting smaller cloud providers and entry-level device shipments.
Yeah, dude. So DRAM, it's crazy what's going on. And I mean, this is not a cybersecurity story. This is a more of an IT tech story. But essentially, the cost of RAM is like out of control. And, you know, do you remember? I mean, Jesus, like, just think about it for a second. Do you remember early COVID when toilet paper was like a currency somehow? People were freaking out. And then you'd buy a bunch. And then, you know, I bought black market toilet paper at a markup, right? Anytime there's a resource that's in high demand, this is basic economics 101, supply and demand, right? So it's obvious that these prices are going to double, or not obvious, but they're reporting that it's likely to double. It becomes a scarce resource. And when you know you can buy it at X and sell it at X plus Y, it becomes a resource that's a great investment. Look at, dude, dare I go into Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards? Like, scalpers exist. Look at Taylor Swift concerts, right? The Eras Tour drops and Ticketmaster gets bombarded by these threat actors. It's anything. It's anything. These people don't care about RAM. It is a commodity thing that they can buy cheap and sell high, right? That's it. But unfortunately, when this crap happens, I mean, for the scalpers, it's beneficial, but like it drives even more FOMO and market demand and scarcity, right? I guess it is a little bit of a cyber story because they're writing like sniper tools that query every 6 seconds. So if you're thinking that you're going to hop on bestbuy.com and see if they've got any RAM in stock, you're not going to, because these jerks are, they're checking every second or every 6 seconds. And obviously with AI, you can have it buy that RAM and then you stockpile it and then you're off and running, right? Yep. DJ Bisek points out, I mentioned toilet paper as the comp, but to make it more aligned as an IT person, thank you, DJ Bisek. The same thing happened with GPUs and video cards. Do you remember during COVID, like you couldn't get an NVIDIA card because everybody was like mining and grinding on crypto. NFTs were so hot, right? So hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
So anyways, unfortunately, this is the reality. I don't know how you fix this. I mean, here's the thing, okay? Final thing I'll say about this. This isn't going to get fixed. This is a reality. And why wouldn't it get fixed? Because listen, we live in a capitalist society. The people who are selling the DRAM are selling it to make money. They bought it for some amount and they're selling it for a higher amount. They don't care who buys it. They don't have an obligation to make sure everybody gets 32 gigs of RAM. They have an obligation to sell all of their product. So if a scalper is going to come in and buy their entire inventory, that is 100% in their best interest. They are entirely incentivized to sell it to the scalper. So that why would they do IP listing and look for automated purchases? If anything, they're on board for that. Like, it's like they give them like a fast pass and let them get in there. So this is going to be a problem. If you're concerned, I just bought a new laptop. It wasn't priced ridiculously. So I'm not really dealing with this issue, but it's gross. And by the way, if you have like a business with like lots and lots of endpoints, I don't know, man. It might be in your best interest to do, if you've been delaying on inventory refresh, might be a good time to get in on that. I remember in 2021, dude, like I was at a manufacturing company running cyber over there, and we had to send field engineers to Best Buy to purchase endpoints because we couldn't order them through, I think CDW is who we were using. We couldn't order them through our actual distributor because there was like a 6-month wait list on these things.
Microsoft licensed fraudster imprisoned. A Florida woman was sentenced to 22 months in prison and fined $50,000 for running a years-long scheme, selling stolen Microsoft Certificate of Authenticity labels and extracted product keys. Prosecutors say she bought tens of thousands of genuine Windows and Office COA labels at discounted prices, then had employees manually extract and sell the license codes separately, wiring more than $5.1 million to a supplier between 2018 and 2023. Standalone sales of COA labels violates federal law because they have to be distributed with licensed software or hardware. MSG.
This woman's awfully clever. Now, the fact that this woman has 3 names, Heidi Richards, a.k.a. Heidi Hastings, a.k.a. Heidi Schaefer, a.k.a. Heidi Williams. I mean, maybe she was married 4 times, but to me, this just is like a red flag indicator of like sussy sus. So this woman built an empire of using stolen Microsoft Certificate Authenticity labels to sell pirated software, essentially. So I don't understand exactly how she got this to work. I don't know if she was selling legit licenses, but the labels cannot be sold as standalone. Okay, so she had employees extract the product key codes by hand and transcribe them into Excel spreadsheets. So there was a little bit of like manual operation on this, but then, yeah, she sold Microsoft license keys in bulk. Dude, there is a market. People are like, you could sell Microsoft server licenses on eBay. Hold on, eBay, Microsoft server license. Like there's a whole market for this. Like, look at, you know what I mean? Microsoft 2019 standard sealed DVD box, $45. All right. 50. This one has 50 cows on it, right? Like 50 licenses, $58. Okay. So I don't know I don't know what the going rate is of Microsoft server, but my point is, I feel like it's less than $58. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry. I suspect it's like way more than that. So there is this like seedy underbelly ecosystem for it. And you might be like, why would you buy secondhand dodgy licenses? Well, because they're far cheaper. And if you're a small business trying to make $1 out of 15 cents and you're presented with $2,000 for a license or $58 for a license, again, follow the money, guys. People are going to do that. So this woman, I shouldn't say she only got 22 months, but like less than 2 years, and she made $5 million, right? So the question becomes, and pay a $50,000 fine. I mean, would you go to jail for 22 months for $4,950,000, right? After she pays her fine? I don't know. Anyways.
Data breach confirmed. Madison Square Garden confirmed a data breach tied to the 2025 Oracle e-business suite hacking campaign, in which the Clop gang exploited zero-day flaws to steal data from more than 100 organizations. Hackers allegedly took over 210 gigabytes of archive files from MSG's third-party hosted EBS instance in August of 2025, then leaked the data after a ransom was not paid. The company is notifying affected individuals, saying that stolen information includes names and social security numbers, but the total number impacted is unclear. It is easy to...
All right. So really quick, Clop ransomware, which if you're a long time of the show, you know, even though I don't condone or promote cybercrime, if I had to pick one ransomware threat actor group, of course, Flaming Donkey has a special place in our heart, Team SC. But if I had to pick one real threat actor whose game I respect, it's Clop ransomware. I'm pretty sure Dan Reardon made a hockey jersey for me with Clop ransomware. These guys, they don't swing a pillowcase full of pool balls and figure out who they hit. They're very selective when they do their attacks, and then they go deep. They are famously known for the Progress Move It software data breach, the Clio ransomware or data exfil data breach, the Clio file mover software, not to be confused with Madam Clio, of course, and then Oracle EBS, which hit several Ivy League schools, including like Dartmouth and Brown, I believe, got hit, Harvard. So Madison Square Garden was also one of those. Madison Square Garden told Clop ransomware to pound sand. They aren't going to pay their ransom. Clop ransomware did their part and released the data. Now, it says it's not confirmed how many people were impacted. I mean, it's just trivial. Go down. I mean, I'm not going to do this, but like you can go download the data on the leak site and just count the number of people in it, and that's the answer. I don't know if there's going to be a class action lawsuit against Madison Square Garden by the victims of this, but you know, as always, the people impacted are you and me. Like, because we went to see a Rockettes concert in December 2021, you know, our data was there, and now it's, you know, compromised and on the dark web. Shout out to the Maine Attorney General's office for always reporting on these privacy violations. The information included was your name and social security number. Okay. I wonder why they had social security number. It makes me think it was employees then. It doesn't get into whose data it was. The story is, don't look at this story sideways because it'll disappear. It's so thin. All right. I will say that it appears to be a recurring theme that victims of ransomware attacks are paying less often. I think I saw a Palo Alto report, or I saw some report, the Chainalysis one. Hold on one second. Chainalysis 2026 rate of payment. I think ransomware threat actors are being paid 28% of the time now. Here, I'm looking at a Chainalysis 2026 crypto crime report. Yeah, this just gets into the amount, $820 million in 2025. I'm almost positive it was 20 of the victims that pay, it's down to 28%. So less people are paying. I mean, they're still making $820 million. So like, let's not, you know, start up a GoFundMe for Clop ransomware or for ransomware threat actors. But, you know, people are getting better backups. People are, you know, just accepting the fact that data is going to be breached. But if you are in this Madison Square Garden breach, you know, look forward to your your identity theft protection. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's show. But don't go anywhere, because we've got more content coming your way in a segment called Jawjacking. So if you have questions about career, industry, certification, schooling, training, anything cybersecurity related. Chances are someone else got the same question. So what we do for 30 minutes every day from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, is we do a show called Jawjacking. And your host today is Eric Taylor. He will be answering all your cybersecurity questions, helping you level up and absolutely be a boss. I've got to go teach the students at the Citadel Military College, but I do want to say thank you to all of you. Quick reminder, this LinkedIn video I did, or this AI video I did on Claude Code crushing your LinkedIn. This thing is, for Simply Cyber, is going bananas. 7,000 views in one day, which is pretty dope. I'm telling you, this is an incredibly valuable video. Normally I wouldn't pump my own crap like this, but like this can literally help you find a job, right? Like this can be like life altering. So please give it a shot. Okay. This is like the core of why I do Simply Cyber. All right. Now, for the rest of you, I hope to see you in Orlando. James McQuiggan, I'll have dinner with you tonight, which I'm super pumped about. For all of you who aren't at Zero Trust World, I hope you enjoy the experience tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday as we do the show live from the conference floor at Zero Trust World. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Don't go anywhere. We've got the next show lined up for you. Until next time, stay secure. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. How's everybody doing? Let's see, just doing quick audio checks here. That sounds a little low. All right, let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear the music? Does everything sound good? Real quick. If Jerry, if you're still in the green room, give me a thumbs up or something. That'd be awesome. He may have already left out. All right, y'all start yelling at me if it's not working. All right, let's see. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. If you have questions, as Jerry said, put a Q colon mark in the chat so that way I can find your question pretty easily and be able to answer that for you. While we're waiting on stuff, let's talk about something. Something you can hear me, but not the music. No music, no music, no music. Okay. Am I... Come on, chat. Open up. I see the questions coming in. Come on, Restream. Why is Restream not showing me the questions? What in the world?
What the hell? All right. Hey, I'm not sure what's going on here. What's the matter? I'm not,
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I tried to load. I was trying to load up the chat, and it just kicked me out and said reloading page. I'm like, oh.
Okay. Well, you're live, so enjoy.
Thanks. Oh, sorry, my fault. All right, there we go. For some reason, I was literally clicking on chat to bring up chat so I can answer your questions, and it just said reloading page. So sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. All right, so let me find those questions real quick. All right. If management gives you your team goals for the mid-year yearly review that don't align with what you and your team do at all, what can you do for those reviews? Example, I rated myself a 1 for the goals. I would just... if you got goals that your organization is trying to get accomplished, then you should have those ahead of time. And I would say having proactive conversations with the management team about the goals before it becomes time due for the goals. You should be having those type of conversations. I know a lot of people struggle with confrontation and being able to voice your opinion, but you got to, right? So, being able to have check-ins and seeing how you're doing on your goals, things of that nature. I mean, if you don't think that aligns, it could be an error on management side, right? It's like, oh, I meant to put that goal with this department over here, not with yours. My sincerest apologies. Let me fix that goal for you. Could have been a clerical error. It might be something. So, one thing, you may need to get explanation or insight on is like, I personally think business development is everybody's goal inside of our organization. Not sales, but business development. We're enriching and trying to make clients more secure, more understanding. We're developing our business standing with our clients. So I'm not asking you to sell anything. That is potentially for a salesperson's role. And it's definitely my role to potentially do the sales aspect thing. But developing business relationships is literally everybody's job. So, it could be something like that, and you just need a little bit of clarity. So hopefully that helps. James McQuiggan, how goes your lighting? Can you see me now? I can only see your text, James McQuiggan, and he's going to keep beating me up until I schedule that call with him. Fortunately, today's lighting is decent, but my camera likes to go goofy. All right, what other questions we got? If we don't have any questions, I do have something I want to bring up because we do have a threat actor inside of we do have more. Let's see. From Joshua Culling, I assume. Josiah Culling. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Do you think CompTIA cert is, what do you think a CompTIA cert is worth? Will refresh my other CompTIA certs. Company will pay for it. Actually learn something about AI. Dude, if you're learning, it's worth everything, right? And being able to, continue learning. Depending on the role, I think CompTIA is a great starting point for anybody. They've been around a very, very long time. They've got years of accreditations behind them. Again, even though I'm a big SANS component, I've talked about it before, and I'm not promoting SANS by any means on here. I'm just stating that even with SANS courses, every year I go back through my recordings and for the classes I've done. And sometimes I'm still picking up stuff like, oh, I forgot about it in that aspect. Or I, sometimes do 13 cube trainings and stuff like that and getting some of their information. It's always good to keep learning and keep educating yourself, even though you feel like, man, I already know Windows event logs. I already know this inside and out. But sometimes you pick up little nuggets. Sometimes you pick up event ID numbers that you're like, man, I did know that, but I haven't looked at that in a while. It's good refresher, right? So, all training, again, as long as you are getting value out of it, is good training, in my humble opinion. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And the kicker, your company's paying for it. So, get it. Get it. All right, from D. Bruce 4. Sorry. What advice do you have for a career switching since it's more aligned with my personal goals and career growth. So, what advice do you have for career switching? It sounds like you already know what you want to do and where you want to go, right? So I don't know if really anything I can be able to propose to you that's going to be different than what you're already doing. I would just say take it slow. If there is a way to do your career that you want to go into, say part-time for a couple months, and it's not just make sure it's not just a fantasy pipe dream. Really be able to get your hands in there, get your hands dirty, and really dig into that new career path. If there is a way, really kick the tires on that and see, if it's something that you do truly enjoy. The one thing I would hate for it to be, and it doesn't sound like it by the way you're answering your question, that you make a career change and you get on the other side of it and find out the grass is not always greener. The way you phrase it, it seems like you've been thinking about this for a long time. You've got some experience. Again, it's your personal goals and career growth. So this sounds like you're already doing that. So if that's the case, I would say just do it. Try to see if you can do it part-time just to make sure. It's kind of like management a little bit, where you're thinking about doing management and kind of go from there. And you kind of get on the other side of it and you really don't enjoy it at all. And you just want to go back to doing the hands-on. Can you check out? Would really appreciate it. Should be huge in the industry. Christopher, hi. I will pencil that. I'm not going to bring that one up just because I don't know that particular website. And I just don't want to open up random websites on stream. I will pencil it though. All right. I have Sec Plus and UW Cyber Certificate 10-month program. Okay. Now thinking BS Master's program. Is that what it takes to break in? It's more money. I have marketing sales background. Jay Gold. Jay Gould, sorry. I honestly don't know. As much as I hate to say it, and I'm in the industry and I really don't know. I think it really, and I've said it before, it really goes business by business. If you were to take, whatever cyber you want to do, is it digital forensics? Is it pen testing? Is it threat hunting? Is it SOC analyst? SOC analysis? Whatever that looks like for you. I would go find 5 to 10 companies on LinkedIn, look at the job postings they've been putting out and see what has their requirements been. I will say, however, with that, yes, certifications and degrees are going to help. And as someone that's trying to find a placement for a position that we're doing, passion, like when you're coming to that interview, you're bringing the heat, you bring in the passion, you're demonstrating your ability to be able to know what you're talking about, stands out so much more. Because I've had 60 interviews, and if you're just going to sit there and be like, yeah, I know that, and I'm just like, whatever, because you're going to potentially be in front of clients. So, make it, you got to be able to sound like you know what you're talking about, at least, right? To get a shot. Now, granted, digging deeper into things in an interview does happen. But yeah. I would honestly look at, like I said, 5 to 10 companies that are doing the industry or the vertical in cyber that you're doing. Find out what their requirements have been. And if you can on LinkedIn, I know it used to be a thing. I haven't checked it recently. But you used to be able to go to the company thing and then look at job postings as a historic thing. Maybe it was Indeed. There was one of the platforms. And you could be able to look at previous job postings by that organization. So it wasn't just the active jobs. Maybe that was an Indeed thing. Anyway, I forget. But definitely do some due diligence. And like I said, see what that particular subset industry is looking for to get you in place. Hopefully that helps you. Taiwan Gong, how do you get over being fired from a major institution, not internalizing it, just doubting oneself? Without knowing the particulars, Taiwan Gong, I would say if you have severance and you have some time, I would just say take some time off. All right, let's just say hypothetically you got a 1 month severance. I mean, I'm not sure where you are in the world, what the job market looks like for you. You may not have that ability just to disconnect. But at the end of the day, this is no BS. It really isn't. You are an employee of one. You are Taiwan Gong LLC. You are for hire, and you got to get it, right? We all lose clients, aka employers. We lose relationships with vendors. We do all this, but when you start treating yourself as the mindset you're an LLC, not saying that you are, big and bad or anything like that, but you got to take care of yourself. Nobody is going to take care of you and your family like you and your family. And you got to treat it like that. The days of old when you would fill out an application and then, pursue that job offer. Those things are coming back around, it appears like. So, I mean, it sucks that you're going through that, Taiwan Gong. The industry is brutal. Like I just seen, let's see if I can pull it up again here real quick. Where did I see that? Bear with me 1 second. I just got to find the right. The job market is definitely getting a lot more interesting. I know I just posted this thing in one of our, maybe it was one of the news. I'm sorry, folks, just 1 second. Okay, yeah, here we go. Let me bring over, let me make sure. Okay. All right, we'll talk about this in a moment, if we have time. Let's see, copy link, and I'll post the links here in the chat. But Jack Dorsey just halved the size of Block employees base and says, your company is next. So Jack Dorsey announced that Block, which is a company that operates, Square, Cash App, Tidal, things of that nature, is cutting more than 4,000 employees and nearly half of this global workforce, taking it from over 10,000 workers down to just 6,000. Granted, investors respond enthusiastically, sending the products up, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, there's definitely an investment aspect of things of that nature. But they claimed that they are doing this some for AI. I don't know how much that really works. The eBay folks, eBay lay off 800 staff. eBay is cutting 800 jobs or 6% of its full-time employees. We're taking steps to reinvest across our business and align our structure, yada, yada, yada. Right? Again, I'll post this in chat. Again, this will come over as Dr. Joe Dozier because I am in as him. But the job, just to say that the job market, it's funky right now. I don't know where it's going to be and where things are going to pan out, unfortunately. It's a very, very interesting time for all of this stuff. Let's see. Refresh alert. Sierra Montgomery, what were you going to share about the current threat? My curiosity is attempting to bump this up. All right, so yeah, we'll go over to it. Let me just make sure. It looks like I have one other question. Oh yeah, so Shane's asking the same thing. Okay, I just want to make sure before I go on a different rant, I wasn't not answering a different or something that may have been a little bit more important. So I'm not going to post a link to this because this is a breach site. So to protect people, because this is, no man's land out there, I don't want to post the direct link to it, but it is a breach form site. But last week, this threat actor named Fluffy Duck is now selling root shell access to a CEO's computer. The computer had Claudebot AI assistant installed on it and doing tasks for him. So I don't know if Claudebot chat was that particular vulnerability going into it, but the threat actor definitely makes claim of it and being able to, fully dump the entire database of everything. We got customers, we got shift patterns, pure finances and loans. We got telemetrics from vehicles as expense, fuel. Like, there is so much data that apparently this Claudebot has had access to. Rents and loans, business rates, miscellaneous expenses, insurance, loans, just all sorts of stuff, right? So, they hold 800K in assets. Scrolling down to it, they were asking 25K in crypto only, but they were open to offers. And then a little while ago, they just posted, CEO removed the AI bot because it wasn't behaving. They lowered the price to 15K. So, aka, they went down 10K in the sale because they weren't getting updated information from the Claudebot. So, I don't know how this really pans out, right? Pure speculation on my side is, if it was a threat actor inside of the environment, they would still have access to the data. Whether Claudebot is, using it or not, they would still have potential access to that data. So I'm pure speculation here, going out on this limb, just saying, maybe there was a browser extension or something that was leaking the data. I don't know, right? Unfortunately, this person doesn't make the claim how they obtained this information, but it does appear to be strictly around Claudebot and the chat platform for that. So, we've been having some conversations with even our clients, like, this seems toxic, right? And I'm all for AI. I'm all for it. I'm one of the biggest components and advocates for AI. I think it's going to be an awesome thing to do in time. We need to trust but verify these things. We need to take our time. We can't go into things thinking half-cocked that everything is just A-okay. And being able to just do whatever we want to do. And AI is just going to make things so much better. We got to walk or crawl, walk, and run when it comes to these AIs. Go out there, test it. I think I heard Dr. Gerald Auger even saying earlier that, he's testing out Claude Bot or Claude Code or something. Forgive me, I forget exactly what he's doing, but he's doing it on the same thing. If I could pick it up, like literally right down here under that monitor, I've got an overpowered MacBook Studio. Like freaking, I maxed it out. And I'm messing with Olama. I'm messing with Claude Code, both in Anthropic and on the Olama platform. I'm messing with these things. I'm trying to figure out things. How does things go? But it's its own VLAN. It's only got data that I put on that hard drive. So I know it's not accidentally getting access to any of my client data. It's not getting access to my financial data. It's not getting access to, my family pictures, all that stuff, right? So it's in a very controlled environment. The models are always advancing, right? So I think it will get there. But it's not there yet. It's not like you can just turn it loose, and there's a lot of things on the other side of it. I think I talked about this last week, where it was, the pen testing AI bots are, they're coming out. I think they're going to create a whole lot of noise and not really be much of a benefit. So, again, do your self-education. Again, look into it. I'm not saying run away and put your head in the sand. Don't ostracize yourself by any means when it comes to these AI platforms. We need to know as an industry, and especially cyber, and if you're even on IT, we need to know from an industry, what do these things look like? What can they do? What are their limitations? When do they hallucinate? How can you prevent hallucinations? We need to understand these things. Crawl, walk, run. We need to understand this stuff. So, all right. So I do have a hard stop coming up. So we will bow out just a few minutes early. I don't see any more questions coming in. And I do need to prep for my call right after this. But I do greatly appreciate everybody for tuning in and hanging out with me and asking questions. And I do believe there's another gentleman, I forget if it was James McQuiggan or somebody else, that's going to be on for Thursday. So tune in for him as well. And please, look, seriously, if you found value in any part of today's episode or last week's episode, I encourage you, please go down, smack that thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel. Dr. Gerald Auger is bringing this thing 5 days a week. He's bringing other content. He's allowing us, from the mod team and things like that, and bringing out outside people to help bring different perspectives. So we're helping him and his mission to deliver this content to you. So show some love. Share this content out with somebody that you believe will get benefit from hearing from some of our ramblings. And until then, y'all take care of yourselves. I will do a quick dolphin sound and we'll do the closeout video. All right, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, y'all take care of yourselves and we'll see y'all next week. Until then, stay curious. I almost said cherry line. Stay curious, my friends.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.